I would say that when I moved here to Houston, I was 16 years old, and I was obsessed with ballet, and I would watch it on YouTube all the time, and I thought ballet was how high you could get your leg, how much foot, point you had, how many turns you could do, how high you could jump. And my first class at Houston Ballet in the summer intensive, all that changed. And it's so much more. And when I joined the company, I was selected by my director to represent Houston Ballet for the Princess Grace Awards. And I had to rehearse a solo, I had to film it live, one take, and send it off. And I could rehearse it, and in the rehearsals I fell out of a pirouette. And my boss looked at me and I was like, oh gosh, here we go, he's gonna get so mad at me. What am I gonna say, there was a slippery spot? I'm like, what's gonna go on? And he looked at me and he said, you're never gonna get the perfect wave. It's about riding the wave you're given. And in that moment, I realized it had nothing to do with the pirouette unless I'm saying something with it. And I had no idea what I was saying. What am I saying as a dancer? The beautiful thing about being a ballet dancer is that we're not just physical, we're an artist. And what is my art saying? What am I trying to say? What am I thinking about with these steps to say something? And so I had to find something to say, which meant I had to find who Harper was. I couldn't be someone I thought I had to be. I couldn't replicate what I saw at the top. I had to be true to who I was so that my dancing could be true to who I am. And that's a performance. That is something about performing. Having wit, having humor, having drama, having angst, all these emotions make a performance. And, there have been so many things throughout my career and my life that I pull from that have, lent themselves to my performance. RuPaul's Drag Race. RuPaul says we're all born naked and the rest is drag. And it's like, we're all the same, but what we put on is a form of drag, it's who we are. And I was like, yeah, I can be me out there. I can have a little swish of the hip. I can have a little play with the eye. That is a performance. Being present and being in the moment and not worrying about who's around me and what they're looking at and what they're thinking, that is a performance. And so I always try to step onto the stage, step into the studio, step onto the gram, step into a space and say, this is who I am. And I look good. Because it's a performance.
I'm going to say this right now. We're giving y'all everything you could possibly need. We have done your interview. We have done everything you could need. I'm sorry. Anyway, we gave you Giselle. We gave you this. We have talked about what question could you have? Can I go back to work?